Wow, this looks very interesting. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your host Amy from Pen Adventure. Welcome to another fountain pen review, and this time we have something super exotic. Once a year, Visconti does something super mind-blowing in regards of their fountain pens, and we have something from 2021. This is just the box. What's most important, the fountain pen is inside, and it is none other than the 700 years anniversary Dante Alighieri fountain pen. And I am so happy to have this fountain pen available for the channel in order to review it and share it with you all. Dante's dramatic journey down through the circles of hell, up the mountain of purgatory, and through the spheres of heaven in search of redemption, and his encounters with devils, monsters, and the souls of sinners and saints is one of the cornerstones of Western literature, the summit of medieval thinking, and arguably the highest poetical achievement of all time. In true pen adventure style, I'm going to show you the fountain pen, I'm going to share some details regarding the company, the fountain pen, the model, then I'm going to show you the details of it, then we will move into a side-by-side size comparison, writing sample, and in the end, I'm going to share some of my personal opinions regarding this fountain pen, and we are going to end the video. I just don't know how to describe this object that I have in front of me, but anyway, it looks like it's very important, and every single time that we had someone in the office seeing this, they were like, what is this? And sort of a conversation starter. And I'm gonna remove this lid, and it's very nice because you can use the fountain pen, which is inside this box, to display it like this. And inside the box you will find something like the fountain pen resting right here. Then you have an ink bottle. This is a glass inkwell from Visconti with some red ink, and here we have the certificate of authenticity, the warranty, and all of the details of the collection. In regards of the customer experience, I think that's it. Let me put the box away and let's focus on the fountain pen. And this is the Visconti Dante Alighieri fountain pen, limited edition of only 321 pieces. This showed up in 2021, like I told you, and once a year Visconti comes up with something super crazy in regards of design and price as well, but we will get into that in a few moments. They are based in Italy, Florence, and they are established from, I believe, 1989. We have a long history in regards of pen making, a lot of interesting things from them, pens, watches, leather goods, and all of that. What we have here is one of the high-tier fountain pens from them. It is inspired by Divina Commedia, which is the literature work of Dante Alighieri. In this medieval literature work, the Divina Comedy, the author, Dante Alighieri, explains a passage or a journey through hell, purgatory, and into heaven together with his friend, and he encounters the devil, saints, monsters, the souls of sinners, and he has a way of putting characters which lived in the same period like him. If you don't have time to read, get an audiobook, because that is something very nice. Right here on this fountain pen we have that journey presented. I'm going to show you the details of this fountain pen, but contrary to what we do every time that we have a review starting from the finial going down, I'm going to start backwards, because the journey starts into a garden with Dante Alighieri falling asleep and waking up into Inferno. That's the first part, and that part is on this side of the fountain pen, on the end finial and the barrel of the fountain pen. Let me zoom in and let's continue with our story. Right here on the end finial we have the limited edition number, which in our case is 176 out of 321. This is made in sterling silver. On the sterling silver we have applied a treatment to make it look old and to have patina. Usually with Visconti creations, this is the part which is called the end knob of the power vac filling system, and in this case it's not unscrewable, so it is different from the usual Homo sapiens version. We have this ring right here, also made in sterling silver, which divides the barrel from the end finial or the end knob. Right here we have something which is called scrimshaw. This beautiful ivory resin is engraved with fine details and text from Divina Commedia, and also images which depict medieval scenes. And we have right here two characters. I believe this is Virgil, the person who accompanies Dante in his journey through hell, purgatory, and in paradise, and Scrishaw, which is not that common in our days because it was made by sailors which were killing time on the boat when they were sailing. They used tusks from sea lions and bones, and they were carving them or faintly engraving them with scenes, and it looks very, very nice. You need to see this in person because it is done at a such high level of accuracy. It looks nice. This resin mimics the aspect of old bone or ivory, although it's not that. We are going to continue into purgatory right here, which is depicted in the middle of the barrel of the fountain pen or the fountain pen body. It is described to be like a mountain, and it has levels, and it's going like this. So every single level of this mountain is like a spiral continuing to go up and up, and the sinners must walk that road, and they need to cleanse the soul for one of those, I believe, 7 sins. And you need to read the book to find out more details, but we do have sort of concentric circles and people walking that road, and this is shown very, very nice on this fountain pen. And this part is made with sterling silver 925, so it's quite a heavy piece of the fountain pen altogether. Moving further, we have the cap, which is this part right here, and this is Paradiso, again texts from Divina Commedia, and we have the heaven, and I believe Saint Peter at the heaven doors. And right here on the finial we have the logo V from Visconti. This is not removable, and 2 branches, which I believe is the crown that you get once you go from bottom to up. And also the box you've seen, the fountain pen is sitting like this, the devil right here on the part of Inferno, and the angel sitting upwards in the part of the Paradiso. We are getting to the best part, which is the nib. As a nib, Visconti opted for the new in-house made 18-karat gold nib, slightly different from other fountain pens from Visconti. We have the nib sitting a little bit lower into this section, and we have this part right here which is made in sterling silver, plastic feeder. The section is very ergonomic, it is very comfortable, it is not too thick, it is not chunky. Right here we have the threads of the capping system. Those are large and polished very well. We have this step up right here, and now let's get into the filling system. And there is quite a few turns in order to access the filling system, and we remove the barrel, which contains the most weighty part of the fountain pen, and inside we have something which I don't think it's too familiar, unless you are a die-hard fan of Visconti like I am, and you've seen fountain pens like Jacques de Molay that was using the same filling system, and it is a more shrinked down version of the PowerVac Visconti trademark filling system. It's a vacuum filler, it doesn't have the double reservoir feature, so you would extend the rod, submerge the fountain pen in some ink, plunge like this, vacuum forms behind the piston, and once you reach down, now ink is going to rush in from the nib feed into this part right here. It's very nice to have an ink window so you can check the level, but in order to do that you need to remove the barrel of the fountain pen. And pretty much those are the details of this impressive creation. A beautiful fountain pen, which it's still available on the PenVenture website. I'm going to leave you a link down below if you are interested in acquiring such a fountain pen. Down below you'll find the links. Order it through PenVenture and you will have it arriving very, very quickly, safely, and with all of the accessories. Before moving into the side-by-side size comparison, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoy my content and my channel, and if you want to support the growth of my channel, please consider subscribing it down below and turn on the notification bell on that, because you will be notified whenever we have new content. Now let's move into the side-by-side size comparison, because this is a super big and weighty fountain pen. Here we have the Visconti Dante Alighieri. Next to its siblings, we have Visconti Homo Sapiens, Dante Alighieri, Visconti Speakeasy, and Visconti Opera Master. As you can closely see, we have a fountain pen which is slightly girthier and longer than a Homo Sapiens. It's not that tall as a Speakeasy, and it's very close in regards of length with a Opera Master. Now let's have a look uncapped. Uncapped, the Visconti Dante Alighieri sits very closely with the Speakeasy, also in regards of girth, although it's a little bit weightier than the Speakeasy, and it's a little bit taller than a Visconti Opera Master and way more taller than a Homo Sapiens. Capped like this, the Visconti Dante Alighieri is going to measure 155 millimeters and it's going to weigh 78 grams. Uncapped is going to measure 148 millimeters and it's going to weigh 68 grams. And now it's time to grab some paper, a little bit of ink, and I'm going to show you this beautiful 18 karat gold nib fine point in action. This is what the client ordered. The privilege of drawing the first blood or the first ink is always left to the customer or the new owner of this fountain pen, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just dip it in some ink, Visconti red or Bordeaux. Let me show you this beautiful nib in action. This is an 18 karat gold nib which is splendid. We have the pen, Visconti Dante Alighieri. We have the ink, Visconti Bordeaux or Visconti red. Nib, 18 karat gold, and this is a fine point. Paper, Tomoe River paper, 52 GSM. And this is a nib which I personally did some tuning to it for the client. He wanted to have something which is writing smooth, a little bit more wet, and he doesn't mind to have a little bit more thicker fine point. And usually this is how it looks if you ask for something like this on a Visconti. The flow is very, very consistent and it's rather wet. So usually stock, this nib wasn't coming with this flow, maybe a little bit more tame than this. Some normal figure of eights. It has a little bit of flow, but it doesn't make it like a medium. It's just like a fat, fine nib. Flex, these nibs have a little bit of give, not too much. Contrary to one's belief, gold, although it sounds elastic and all of that, it's not that elastic in regards of the Visconti 18 karat gold nibs. So I would recommend not flexing them. And we have the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Beautiful nib, in-house made by Visconti. It does have a little bit of feedback, nothing unpleasant. This is expected with these nibs. No skippings, no hard starts, nothing whatsoever. The flow is very, very consistent. Although it's a plastic feeder, I have not ever had a problem with a plastic feeder from Visconti. Making nibs in house, it's very costly and tricky to do, and it looks like Visconti did a wonderful job, and I do love these nibs and I do love how they perform and how they are going to impact the customer experience of this fountain pens. You can leave your order notes with some instructions regarding how you want your nib to be adjusted or tuned. Even if you don't do that, I will personally handle each and every nib, check for consistency, check for problems, and if a nib needs adjustments, I will do them. If they are pointed by you in the order notes, I will proceed to your instructions. If I find to have certain problems which I cannot resolve right here, I will not send it your way. I will send it back to the manufacturer and you will get something new running perfectly. Now let's get into my personal opinions. When it comes to such expensive fountain pens, it's all about the details and the taste. If you like the story, if you like what a manufacturer is trying to put together, I believe it's going to be so much appealing to you and so personal to you, and I believe this is rather left to the one that is looking at this fountain pen. If you like it, there is no one else that is going to judge you for that. If you don't like it as well, you can appreciate it looking forward at what a manufacturer tried to put together and its capabilities and abilities to take a story, to take an inspiration, and to infuse one of their morals with such a story. And I believe in this case, I like this fountain pen a lot. I like it how it looks. I like it because it exists. It is something which is sort of a response to what we've seen from Montegrappa with the Dante collection, and it's a nice viewpoint to take the whole story and to put it on one single fountain pen, rather than having the story split in three and put into three individual fountain pens, which I believe it's wonderful to have choices like this and different approaches on the same theme from different manufacturers. In my opinion, this fountain pen is aiming more on the Paradiso side because it's made in this ivory resin. It looks very interesting. Sterling silver accents and everything leads, in my opinion, visually to Paradiso. If I would be in charge of this project, it's either that you sacrifice visual for function or the other way around. In the case of this, I believe the proportions could have been better. It's sort of a three-piece design, and actually the cap is the shortest one and the lightest one. The cap is only weighing 10 grams and the whole fountain pen is weighing like, I believe, 68 grams. So it's quite a heavy fountain pen. The nice thing about this fountain pen is that the weight is evenly distributed. It is not probably the most practical fountain pen, but again, it's something that you can still put in a pen case, still travel with, still take with you, and it is a workable design in all aspects, in writing, in looks, in function, in all of that. It comes with a pretty hefty price tag, I believe 4,700 euros, including VAT retail, and excluding VAT, I believe 3,950 euro. And pretty much this is what I have for this video review. It's sort of rushed because now I have to pack this fountain pen and to send it away to the customer, which is waiting for it. It's a privilege for me to handle such writing instruments and to be the custodian for them until they are going to reach your collection. For those of you that are watching right now, if you're interested in this fountain pen or any other fountain pens, down below you'll find the links for our website, our social media accounts, my phone number, email, anything and everything that you may need in order to get in contact with us. Thank you for staying so long in this video reviewing the Visconti Dante Alighieri fountain pen. And if you want to support the growth of the Penventure YouTube channel, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, you can do that right now. Just click there, turn the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we have new content. Speaking about new content, I'm gonna leave you this video right here if you want to continue watching my videos. As always, I'm your host Amy, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.